Again, as we think about Houston and its position in the Texas market, I think one of the most critical elements is Houston's continued investment in its urban core. This is really, truly essential as Houston faces its challenges in competing for corporate relocations and for the continued health of the city. And for example, if we look at Dallas and we look at Austin, a large part of their growth occurs in its urban core, in its downtown, a reinvestment, additional not only employment but housing. And Houston, for all the good that Houston has accomplished, for all its growth, to have only 8,000 plus or minus residents in its downtown is completely unacceptable for the fourth largest city in America.
I think the biggest challenge that we have is we're a victim of our own success. With unemployment at 3.8%, and let's just focus on the office market, we need 50 to 60,000 office workers just to get our market back down to a 15% vacancy, which would be roughly balanced. 50 to 60,000 qualified white-collar office workers don't exist in Houston now, and you would need an influx of new population in the vicinity of 500 to 600,000 additional people in order to create that worker pool.
Houston is always going to be a blue-collar oil and gas town, but the difference is that that's not all that we are now. If you look back in the 80s, the GDP of Houston was in the, I think 86, 87% of our GDP was energy dependent, and you fast forward to today, and that number's more like 48%. So we have certainly diversified, and are we affected by the ebbs and flows of oil? Sure. Are they going to have the catastrophic effect that we experienced when we had the oil downturn in the 80s? I don't see that happening again.
Been looking forward in 2020, I do think the office market will have some challenges because that's when a number of these newer buildings are coming online. And we'll have the tenants moving into those buildings, vacating some of the older properties. So the question is there going to be enough demand in the market at that point to fill that void? The flight to quality is good for the folks that are developing those properties, but it's definitely going to have an impact on the buildings they're vacating, specifically downtown with Capitol Tower, 609 Main, Heinz's other building that B&E will occupy. Those are significant blocks of space that are going to come available in the classic 1980 style office properties in downtown.